Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Blue Turtle Management and Consulting web-based forum. My name is Ian and today we're going to discuss the subject of pricing, and more importantly how different pricing strategies will influence not only the way potential clients perceive your service, but also the financial success of your firm's business. We will also introduce you to a world leader in pricing and discuss their relationship to architecture. We will show you how architects can increase their project conversion rate without reducing their fee, and we'll also discuss ways in which you can reduce your fee without losing your profit. So let's start by asking, should architects be paying for pricing advice? After all, aren't pricing gimmicks and sales strategies reserved for the not so professional careers such as second-hand car salesmen and street market traders? Well, that may have been the situation in times gone by, but things have changed and understanding how to price your product or service is now big business. You may have heard of a company called Simon Kucher & Partners, or the acronym SKP. They have offices all over the world, including London, New York and Sydney. They call themselves strategy and marketing consultants, and they advise some of the world's most famous brands on how to price their products. So let's go to their website and take a look. Now, there are two interesting points that I'd like to make about this company. First of all, that from one glance at the facts and figures section of their website, you can see that their entire team appears to be made up of very well-educated individuals. The CFO, CEO, and most members of the executive committee all seem to have a PhD. Not a used car salesman in sight. And the second point that I'd like to make is that if we click on the client list, we can see that they work with a wide variety of industries, from car manufacturers to computer companies to banks and financial services. Now, if you look under the private equity heading here, you can see a company called 3i. Now, for those of you not familiar with 3i, 3i are the investors who bought a 40% stake in Foster & Partners in 2007, which incidentally happened while I was working there. Here is a post from the Foster & Partners website addressing the issue back in 2007. Now, as you would expect, a 40% share buys you quite a lot of influence in a company. After 3i had purchased their 40% share, management systems were changed in an effort to increase the investor's return on investment, as explained in this headline here. So yes, pricing consultants are influencing the way architects price their services. Understanding and adopting different pricing strategies is big business, and we are finding out that it's not always a question of what price to charge clients, but it's also very much about how to charge that price. Traditional architectural fee structures such as lump sum, percentage and unit rate fees are becoming somewhat more sophisticated as researchers find out more and more about human behaviour and what influences people to make decisions. So anyway, what can we learn from all of this? Is there any way that architects can increase project conversion rates without reducing design fees? Well, perhaps if you're able to truly understand your client's position and really ask yourself how you can add value to your service or create value for your clients, and in return set a price that reflects this, then maybe you could be onto a good thing. Well, one approach to achieve this is to do what marketing experts call shifting risk. That is, you absorb a portion of the risk from your client, so your client is more inclined to purchase your product or use your service. A good example of this marketing technique was demonstrated very well by the Korean automaker called Hyundai. Back in 2009, while some of the world's largest car manufacturers such as GM and Chrysler were being bailed out by government agencies, Hyundai deployed several marketing strategies that enabled them to increase their sales by a whopping 27%. All this in a period when vehicle sales in the US were down 40% from the previous year. So how did they do this? Well, they simply introduced marketing and pricing strategies that shifted a portion of the risk away from their clients, which ultimately in return led to more clients purchasing their products. One of these strategies they have adopted is called the Hyundai Buyback Scheme. As you can see from this article in thecarguide.com, the Hyundai Buyback Scheme Assurance Plus program means new Hyundai buyers can return their car without a penalty if they are retrenched. The company will also pay car repayments for up to 3 months if owners are out of work. So basically, Hyundai have found a way to remove some of the risk associated with buying a new car, and the result of which is that their clients are purchasing more of their products, even in a bad economy. We can see this type of strategy in many other markets too. For example, many clothes shops, computer stores and healthcare products seem to have a 100% satisfaction guarantee so that you can return the product and get your money back if you so desire. But I believe that Hyundai perhaps are one of the first companies to bring this type of policy to the automaking industry. Now let's just be clear about this. I'm not suggesting that architects should be offering to buy back their designs if the construction development is not a success, and that is not what I'm suggesting. But there may be other ways you as an architect can add confidence to your clients and convert potential projects into real paying projects without reducing your fee. So how can architectural firms build consumer confidence? As always, I'd like to use an example from Foster & Partners. Now, Foster & Partners used to adopt a similar confidence building pricing strategy, which was called a success fee proposal. And it works something like this. During the construction design and build process, the financial risks change dramatically throughout the different stages of the project. Now, the planning application stage is a big milestone to overcome, especially for developers on larger projects. Foster & Partners understood this, so on some select projects they would offer to shift some risk away from the developer by deferring a portion of their design fee until the planning application was approved. In return for shifting the risk, upon approval of the planning application, the developer would pay Foster's a success fee, which is typically a larger fee than would have been agreed otherwise, hence the name success fee. Now, some developers liked and accepted this agreement, partly because once planning was approved, the value of their land would increase significantly, putting them in a much stronger financial situation, but also because they had the comfort of knowing that Foster & Partners would do everything in their power to get planning approval and make the project feasible. After all, the success fee was dependent on achieving this. So really, it just gave the developer some financial security during a very financially difficult time in the project. Obviously, when providing this type of fee arrangement, you need to really know and trust your client and make sure you still agree mobilization payments and monthly payments on the portion of the fee that is not being deferred. Now, this is just one method used by architects to shift risk. I have also heard of situations where architects have teamed up with developers and charged no fees on the basis that they'll receive a portion of the development profits. Obviously, how much risk you're willing to absorb is your business. However, I'd be very careful when it comes to deferring fees. It would be my recommendation to always make sure you get something for your time up front. So to read more about success fees and other more traditional fee structures, try the Architect's Guide to Fees and Contracts, which is available for download at www.architectsguidetofeesandcontracts.com. So you see, reducing a fee is not the only option and also not necessarily the best option to try and win new work. Sometimes just by shifting the risk, you may be able to either maintain your fee level or even increase your fees. What do you do, however, if your client is not prepared to consider shifting risk and only wants to reduce your fee? How can you reduce your fee without damaging your bottom line or credibility? Well, as we always advise, you need to start by understanding your clients and building negotiation opportunities into the fee proposal process from the beginning. Now, according to the pricing expert Marlene Jensen, when making a discount, you should always show the original figure and the amount of the discount. For example, let's say you are a large firm and you typically charge $300,000 for a 3-month master planning exercise. Instead of submitting a proposal for $300,000, according to Jensen, you should submit your proposal for $350,000 and offer $300,000. To help with this process, I would suggest addressing the discount in a cover letter that briefly thanks the client for the opportunity to provide a proposal and also confirms that if a building design appointment or any other additional work can also be agreed, then the attached fee can be reduced by a further 15%, hence taking it down to $300,000. Now, there are two psychological reactions that take place when you address a fee discount in this manner. The first thing to note is that people typically perceive higher fees with higher quality. Regardless of who you are or how many qualifications you have, we have all been raised to believe that the higher the value of a product or service, the higher it will be priced. So if you provide a proposal of $300,000 but present it as $350,000 with a 15% discount, then your service will be considered of higher value than if you simply provided a $300,000 proposal. The second thing to note is that by showing that you can discount the fee, you are communicating that you are open to negotiation. And by justifying why you are providing a discount, you add credibility and provide your client with a reason to give you more work. This is related to the options for mutual gain negotiation strategy that we discussed in episode 7. So by addressing fee discounts in this way, you gain two big advantages. Your product is perceived as more valuable, and your client feels good about the discount and may be encouraged to appoint your firm for future work. There is also another benefit to providing discounts in this manner. When pricing similar work, you want to make sure that you provide similar prices. You never know when your clients may talk to each other. And if they find they have been charged two completely different rates for similar work, you could have a real problem on your hands. However, by providing discounts in this manner, if you would like to change your pricing, you can simply change the discount, but keep the headline fee the same. For example, instead of providing a 15% discount, you could try providing a 10% discount, because experience and human behavior have confirmed that people react badly to price increases, but everyone likes a discount, even if the discount is not as great as it was 6 months ago. So even if you have two friends and you've both given them different prices, if they both started with the headline fee, they'll be less upset by the situation than if you'd just given them two different headline fees. So in conclusion, there are obviously many ways in which you can structure the prices of your services to entice clients to choose you as their architect. As an industry, architects should be avoiding the temptation to reduce fees to win new work, and instead should be looking for options that create value for their clients and try winning more work in that way. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to pricing your service. You'll need to match up the type of project, client, and service you provide against the different pricing strategies available and the risks associated with each. We have already seen that some of the big-name architectural firms have been influenced by pricing consultants, So if you want to stay in business or increase your profit margins, then it does not hurt to look at different ways you can change the way you price your services. Providing design fee discounts does not have to be detrimental to your bottom line. When executed correctly, discounts can increase the client's perception of your service and put you in a more advantageous position without impacting your fee. If you'd like more information about architectural pricing strategies, go to www.architectsguide2pricing.com. Thank you very much for watching episode 8. Next week we're going to talk about something quite interesting. I hope you can join us then. Bye for now.